Much to my surprise, there were several moments in Boys Club that I really enjoyed. This is the fourth episode of the first season of Parks and Rec. It's directed by Michael McCullers, and as always, there will be spoilers from now as I talk about the episode. And the reason I say I was surprised is because if you haven't listened to any of my previous discussions, I had tried to watch Parks and Rec a few years ago. I then tried another time, and I just couldn't get past the first few episodes. So I am now determined, third time's a charm, to at least get to season 2, because I hear it gets better with the second season. The previous few episodes were not good. I think it was the second episode that I thought was okay. The third one I didn't care for. And then this one, the fourth one, I actually thought, I can see this working. I'm not saying I love the show now, because I'm far, far from reaching that point. But there were some moments in this that I actually quite liked. So there will be some spoilers, as I said, as I discuss what happens, but I'm not doing a deep analysis. It's more of just a basic overview with some personal highlights and other thoughts. Starts off with Leslie having a dog poop bag fight with some kids, because why wouldn't it? And then they receive a gift basket, and apparently they're not allowed to accept gifts over $25, so they're not allowed to touch this gift basket. They put it to one side. And then Leslie decides to crash the boys' club, which is basically where all of the males hang out and drink. And I think it's every Tuesday night they do this, if I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong on the date. And she's decided that actually she wants to be part of that, because every day she has to walk past a wall of photographs of men's faces. And as a woman, she wants to make change. She repeatedly talks about breaking the glass ceiling and smashing through the glass ceiling, and at one point something does smash, so she made that work to her advantage. However, it seems like everybody's wrapping up for the night and they've run out of alcohol, they're going to go home, but because she's feeling so included, she doesn't want it to end. So what does she do? She opens the gift basket. She takes the alcohol out of the gift basket, even though she's not meant to. And the following day, she's really concerned about this. And much to her credit, she admits what she's done. She knows it's wrong. She says it's wrong. And she wants to rectify it. But she's punishing herself far more than anybody else would punish her. And then something happens. And I genuinely thought it got quite dramatic from this point on that I'm about to mention. And this, for me, was the turning point in the episode. And things actually became really compelling. Because April uploaded a video of herself to the website or social media accounts, and it was of her drinking the wine. My first and actually my only thought at that point was, oh, she's showing herself drinking the wine from the gift basket. There is no way that Leslie could deny it now. It didn't even occur to me, because I'm in the UK, that April's only 19 and the legal drinking age in the States is 21. So that didn't even occur to me until they realised this was a big problem, and they explained why it was a big problem, and Leslie gets called before the board. And she goes with Ron, and she gives this, honestly, really brilliantly written speech. I rather liked it. I thought it was well written. Obviously, the delivery was brilliant. And it doesn't seem like it's going her way. And then Ron stands up for her. And he basically says, I can't remember the exact phrasing, I didn't write it down, but it's something like, if you're going to give her a slap on the wrist, just do it. If you want to issue a more severe punishment, you're going to have to go through me. And I thought that was so lovely, and he was standing up for her, and it was beautiful to see, and I really rather enjoyed that, and I thought that scene was very well done and genuinely entertaining, and that might be the first time I've felt that with Parks and Rec. I was very impressed with it. Things then take a backward step, because I was thinking this is a brilliant message in this episode about how Leslie was not willing to be cast aside just because she's a female. She wanted to be part of the boys' club. Now, I will point out that sometimes I think having a boys-only club is not necessarily a bad thing. There are historic ones that go back centuries, and I think in that it's fine. But when it's in the workplace, I think that could be quite toxic and quite damaging. So I liked the fact that within the context of the workplace, Leslie had recognised that actually there's no reason to exclude her from that. At least no reason that she could see, and I certainly can't see one. at least based on what the boys were talking about and getting up to, there was no reason for her to not be involved. And to their credit, they welcomed her in. They weren't opposed to her joining in. It was simply a case of she'd never asked before. She'd never tried. And I thought this was a really great message. And then she confesses the only reason she did it was because of Mark. And it kind of ruined the whole message, because it basically said the only reason Leslie wanted to be part of this and break the glass ceiling, as it were, was because she had a crush on a guy. I mean, there's more to it than that, her feelings for Mark. But that kind of ruined it a bit for me. And I don't think that was the right decision. It didn't need to be said. I think maybe it was implied already that that's really why she wanted to be involved. But I think it would have been better left unsaid. It didn't ruin the episode, but I don't think it was the right decision. But in the end, she seemed really happy to be part of the club regardless. So, honestly, genuinely impressed. I'm not saying that this is the best thing that I've ever seen, or it's turned me around and I'm now a huge fan of Parks and Rec, because that's not the case. But I finally have an episode where I'm happy to say that actually there were some really good scenes in this, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm still not looking forward to the next episode, but I'm hopeful. I'm curious. Boys Club is so far the strongest episode, and I'm curious to find out what's in store next.